Happy Friday to all you tactical moms and dads out there and non-parents. Welcome back to the episode of the Tactical Everyday Dad. A question that's come across my attention multiple times is, are OTFs, automatic out the front knives, practical or just tactical? Well, let's find out. So, are OTFs, out the front automatic knives, practical or just straight up tactical? I personally carry an automatic out the front knife every day of my life, 365, unless I'm traveling to an area where it is illegal for me to carry one or even own one, that is. So I would opt out for an automatic out the side or just your ordinary manual folder if the laws allow for it in the area. So again, please guys, when carrying an automatic knife, check the local laws of wherever you are at while you carry that knife, just to make sure you're not breaking any laws out there. All right, so going back to it, I personally carry one every single day. And to me, for a tactical everyday dad, it is actually very, very practical. When you only have one hand in an emergency situation, you can deploy or retract the blade without even thinking about it. It's very easy. And once it's deployed, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to crash back down if you have to puncture something. You can easily cut with this and do any task any other knives you can use these or compare them to will do, besides what fixed blades would do. I've actually seen videos where guys have taken OTFs, in particular the Mircotech Ultratech, and baton with them and done wood bushcraft stuff and still did it with flying colors. These are made from every spectrum of the price category, material category, you name it. So let's just kind of start with, these aren't lower tier. These are the lower tier ones that I have, are the Bokers. These are US made. Yes, there's a debate on if it's truly US made or not, because it's made by Cobratech out of Texas. I'm not getting into the politics of that. I really don't care. I just like quality knives, and if they work, are built good, and I can trust my life with them, don't really care where they're made. So we'll leave it at that. Again, made in Cobratech, by Cobratech in Texas for Boker, because Boker is a European brand and company, so they legally can't manufacture automatic knives and import them to the United States to sell. So they have to outsource to a US-based company to make them for them. You've seen this guy before. This is the Boker Kwaiken OTF, which I have reviewed and demonstrated how well this actually does on a day-to-day, everyday task. So it is an amazing knife. This is one that my wife carries in her fanny pack. It's her backup knife. It's the Boker USB, which I also did a review on. Again, manufactured by Cobratech for Boker. D2 steel. All three of the Bokers are D2 steel. Very tough tool steel. I have used the Boker Kalishnikov OTF for construction. I've cut drywall with this. I have cut zip ties multiple times. There is nothing wrong with this blade. You see some of the permanent marks from the drywall or foam insulation I've cut. And kind of step up more into the mid-range, I call it, because there are some very, very expensive OTFs like the Deadlock, which is considered the one OTF that does not have blade play. So let's just step back real quick and go into blade play. They're gonna move. Doesn't matter what automatic knife off the front, they're gonna move. It's just the way it's designed. It literally is a piece of steel sitting on rails, and it's being shot out by springs. The Deadlock, again, is the only one that this will not happen with. Guardian Tactical, a very innovative company that has ball bearings on their slides. So as you see, there's a plate there and the ball bearings will slide on there. You can kind of see the two grooves. I'm not too sure if you can or not. This one is, I believe, the smoothest one on the market and probably one of the best valued. All of theirs come in an L-Max aluminum handle with that ball bearing action. I don't have to think about it, it flies open. But again, blade play, but not as much as the Boker. Mircotech, Ultratech, probably my favorite OTF and one that I will carry for the rest of my life. It's in my top 3 knives to have for the rest of my life. Blade play, but not as much as the lesser, I wouldn't say lesser, the more affordable OTFs. And OTFs come in a variety of different blades and blade functions. Serrated and non-serrated blades. These are both in Tanto. Serrated drop point blades. Double edge blades. You name it. It has everything. They come in different sizes. You saw the USB. The EXO sets from Mircotech. Tiny, yet still very functional knives. I don't have the UTX-70 from Mircotech, but here's the UTX-85 in drop point. And then the the Ultratech from Mircotech, and there's the size difference for you. And then of course different colors. So just to kind of further go in there, I've been in situations with my son as a tactical everyday dad when I've been walking down the street, and I live in Detroit, Michigan, so not everybody is a very responsible dog owner, and there are a lot of big dogs around here that, yes, it depends on the upbringing of the animal. They can be aggressive, they can be kind, they can be docile, they can be pretty mean. It just depends on the situation. A dog is a dog is an animal. It doesn't matter how well they're trained. They can have a bad day and it will end badly for the other side of that dog, that he has a bad day and is going to attack. So I have actually gone down a couple of my streets here with my son on his bike. He has this little like pedal bike that he just goes up and down, and I follow him closely. That is, I feel like I'm Secret Service running after the president in his limo. I'm always kind of pivoting and moving my head around and just making sure there is nothing that is going to harm him coming his way. Cars, dogs, other animals. Many situations, probably 4 or 5 in the last month alone, we've been just kind of strolling down the road, and then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I will see a dog just sprinting down the driveway. So in that split second, I always tend to grab my son and pull him to the side with this arm. I have this arm open. My first instinct is not towards aggression. I'm going to assess the situation before I need to use any kind of force necessary. But again, look, I have one hand left, right? This hand is protecting my child, putting him away from harm's way, but I'm in front of harm's way. So this hand can either go after the animal or whatever's coming towards you, deflect, offensive or defensive move. But, okay, you have, and let me grab them real quick. A manual knife, right? Spyderco, flick it, whatever you want. But if you're in, adrenaline's pumping, your kid's crying, there's a 120-pound animal running at you with fangs coming out. Are you gonna, see that? Are you gonna actually deploy that, if you really have to, every single time? I don't think so. I don't care how well you train. I don't care what you do. I don't care how many times you flick your knife open watching Oprah. I don't care. This guy. Unless the mechanism malfunctions, which does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't, which does happen. And I'll show you what happens when that happens. Alright, so when that happens and it doesn't deploy all the way, you flick it straight out and you're ready to rock and roll. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe OTFs are practical. And I'm not here to make you believe they are tactical. I'm here to give you examples of why they are tactical and to kind of help out the side of automatic out the front knives and how they have many applications more than the quote unquote stereotypical Hollywood scariness of automatic out the front knives. They're not scary tools. They're like any other tools out there. If you know how to handle them, if you're responsible enough, these are the safest, in my opinion, knives out there. These will not deploy in your pants. You see that? See how many times I had to flick that for it to actually deploy open? And look, that was because of just gravity. So, when this is in your pocket, I put this right next to my phone. I've never had my phone, oh, well, my phone's being the camera at the moment. I've never had my phone actually hit this and deploy. Like, all right, let's watch this. You see that? I'm actually putting a lot of force and that would not come down with one finger. I've never had one deploy in my pocket where it stabbed me in the leg or anything like that. I've had so many guys and stories told to me about this style knife out the side folder coming out like this and then putting their hands in their pocket and slicing their finger or their palm. Or a knife like this coming out like so in their pocket and they pull their pants up, slicing their leg and thigh. I've seen a couple guys on knife forums post horrific pictures of their thighs split open because that happened. If for some crazy reason this deploys in your pocket, it's facing straight down. If you pull your pants down, it's going to go straight down. You pull your pants up, it's going straight up. But again, downward force, I can't even get it to go with just putting my finger weight on there. Like, you have to deliberately push these for them to come out. So it's a very safe knife and I love these things. I have probably more automatic knives than any other variant knife there is on the market. They're just, to me, very, very practical for emergency situations. This is probably going to be my new go-to. The reason I like the partial serrations is I've showed you guys in all my videos, and there is an argument that a straight blade is way better at cutting seat belts and anything that can entangle you. I agree. A sharp knife is a safe knife. The sharper you have your knife and always maintain that sharpness of the blade will allow that knife to effectively be utilized for anything you have to utilize it for. However, if that straight edge is not maintained, neglected, it will not cut a seatbelt. This serration, no matter what you do to it, you don't even have to sharpen it ever. It's already a jagged edge. It will annihilate any nylon webbing, seatbelt, rope, zip tie, you name it, that will annihilate it. This can, if it's sharp. If it's not sharp, you have 100% big problem in an emergency situation. So I know this kind of sounds like a rant, but it's a question that I have been asked multiple times, just because everybody that knows me knows I carry an automatic out the front knife every day, no matter what. I can be at home sitting on the couch, it's in my basketball pants pocket. We can be at the grocery store, it'll be in my short pocket. It could be in the middle of freaking winter, it will be in my jean pocket. It could be -30, this will be in my parka jacket pocket, where I can easily access it. Automatic out the front knives are very, very practical. Yes, to the novice person, naive person who doesn't understand the practicality of a very utilizable tool, of course, will see this as a very, very scary implement of harm, which it's not. It's like anything out there. You can use a toothpick to intend on harming somebody. You can use a rock. You can use a piece of paper if you know how to use it properly as an implement of harm. So, as everything, knives are tools. Tools are meant to help you in your day-to-day life, just like anything else. Your phone's a tool. Your hat is a tool. Your sunglasses are tools. Your watch is a tool. Anything you use every day to help you better your life is a tool. So, in conclusion, in my tactical everyday dad opinion, and please take all my videos as dad advice and use it to form your own conclusions on if you think OTFs are practical and not just tactical. Thank you guys for watching, and OTFs are freaking practical. Thank you.